Rhodiola rosea is known for improving alertness, energy, memory, and mood. It's anti-anxiety and antidepressant. It reduces fatigue and it boosts cognition and concentration. Rhodiola rosea is an adaptogenic herb and a nootropic that's been used in traditional medicine in Russia and Scandinavian countries for hundreds of years. In Russia, rhodiola is widely known as a remedy for fatigue, poor concentration, and decreased memory. It's also believed to make workers more productive. The Journal of the American Botanical Council reported on 180 studies done on Rhodiola rosea since 1960. The bulk of the research shows how this herb works in treating physical endurance, fatigue, depression, impotence, infections, fertility, colds and flu, tuberculosis, cancer, and anxiety. German researchers described the benefits of Rhodiola rosea for pain, headaches, scurvy, hemorrhoids, as a stimulant and as an anti-inflammatory. This ancient remedy has remarkable stress-relieving and anti-anxiety properties, and it stands shoulder to shoulder with some of the most potent drugs used to treat depression and anxiety. Rhodiola rosea helps to reduce stress and fatigue. It increases energy, alertness, and stamina, while boosting mental performance under periods of chronic stress. Research shows that Rhodiola rosea can increase attention to detail-oriented tasks by improving concentration over a prolonged period, the ideal study nootropic. Rhodiola rosea boosts mood by influencing serotonin and norepinephrine levels in your brain, and the feel-good opioid like beta-endorphins. Rhodiola rosea helps in neurogenesis by repairing and growing new neurons. It also activates the synthesis and the resynthesis of ATP, your body and brain's cells' main energy source. Rhodiola rosea helps to reduce the inflammatory C-reactive protein, and salidroside, one of the main components of this herb, protects the neurons from oxidative stress-induced cell death. Rhodiola rosea has been used for several thousands of years in traditional medicine. It grows in primarily dry, sandy ground at high altitudes in the Arctic areas of Europe and Asia. The plant is 12 to 30 inches high and it produces yellow blossoms. This ancient herbal adaptogen has remarkable antidepressant and anti-anxiety qualities, and it's been shown to be as good as many prescription pharmaceuticals in treating depression and anxiety. In total, Rhodiola rosea contains 140 compounds in the roots and the rhizome. The critical components include rosavin, rosarin, and rosin, collectively known as the rosavins. Certain chemicals must be present for rhodiola to work, and these include rosavin, rosarin, rosin, salidroside, and tyrosol. The first three of these compounds are found only in Rhodiola rosea. It takes a synergistic combination of these chemicals for the herb to be effective. To ensure the supplement that you choose works and contains pure Rhodiola rosea, it needs to be standardized to contain at least 3% rosavins and 1% salidroside. This is the ratio found in the natural root. Studies on organs, tissues, cells, and enzymes show that Rhodiola rosea extracts exhibit adaptogenic effects that are neuroprotective, cardioprotective, anti-fatigue, antidepressive, anxiolytic, nootropic, and it has life extension qualities. Rhodiola rosea is known as an adaptogen, which means that it helps your body to adapt to stress, both mental and physical. Reports from the nootropics community and data from clinical trials show that Rhodiola rosea encourages a balanced mood. One double-blind, placebo-controlled trial worked with male and female subjects aged 18 to 70 years. All were diagnosed with mild to moderate depression. One group received two 340 mg tablets of Rhodiola rosea extract daily. A second group received double the dose of the first group, and the third group received a placebo. The efficacy of the extract for depression complaints was assessed on the first day, and again on day 42 of the trial. The research team reported that Group A and B saw significant improvements in depression, insomnia, emotions, and overall quality of life. The team concluded that Rhodiola rosea extract has potent antidepressant qualities in those with mild to moderate depression when administered in doses of either 340 or 680 milligrams per day over a 6-week period. Mental fatigue can cause brain fog and make it harder to focus. It can affect your performance at school and on the job. Rhodiola rosea stimulates your nervous system to fight fatigue that stifles mental clarity, and studies show it even saves injured neurons and encourages the growth and development of brain cells. One animal study in China explored the effects of Rhodiola rosea on the number of neurons in the hippocampus of rats with depression induced by chronic stress. The study has a direct correlation on how Rhodiola rosea works in the human brain and its value as a nootropic. In this study, 50 rats were divided into 5 groups: normal, control, untreated, negative control, positive control, and Rhodiola-treated groups. The research team found that the number of neurons in the hippocampus in the Rhodiola rosea treated group was increased and it recovered to normal levels. The study concluded that Rhodiola rosea promotes the proliferation and the differentiation of neural stem cells in the hippocampus, and it may play a role in saving injured neurons of the hippocampus. Chronic stress and cortisol can damage your brain. Neuroscientists at the University of California, Berkeley found that chronic stress triggers long-term changes in brain structure and function. Rhodiola rosea repairs the neurons. Chronic stress changes the neural networks. Cortisol creates a domino effect that hardwires the pathways between the hippocampus and the amygdala. The amygdala is the lizard brain, the area responsible for your fight or flight response. This hardwiring caused by stress is not the only way that the brain was designed, but chronic ongoing stress tricks the brain into rebuilding circuits and hunkering down for the long haul. This rewiring appears to be permanent, unless you intervene with something like Rhodiola rosea. Chronic stress seems to flip a switch in the stem cells in the brain and turns them into a type of cell that prevents connections to the prefrontal cortex, preventing improved learning and memory, and laying down the scaffolding linked to anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Chronic stress reduces levels of serotonin and norepinephrine. It reduces the number of neurons. Anxiety and depression increases. Chronic stress induces brain fog and memory loss. Under conditions of chronic stress and excess cortisol, you experience mental and physical fatigue. Rhodiola rosea undoes the damage to your brain cells caused by the chronic stress. It helps to keep it healthy, and it even improves your body and your brain's response to the stress. Rhodiola rosea relieves the stress by balancing your body's stress response system, and it helps your body return to a relaxed state by influencing key brain chemicals like serotonin, norepinephrine, and beta endorphins, the opioid neuropeptides. Rhodiola rosea can also help to prevent and to repair damage caused by C-reactive protein and free radicals. Rhodiola rosea even provides protection and regeneration of neurons during periods of stress. It helps in the synthesis and the resynthesis of ATP, the main fuel source for the mitochondria in your cells. Any kind of fatigue that you experience, regardless of the source, Rhodiola is like your magic bullet. Mood, energy, stamina, and concentration can all increase with a dose of this herb. Many users even report improved libido and sexual performance when using Rhodiola. If you get an effective dose of a real standardized Rhodiola extract, you should experience an effect. The time required to begin feeling the effects of Rhodiola depends on your genetics, mental and physical condition, environment, behavior, and your lifestyle. Some users report feeling its effects in just a few days, while others require as much as 3 weeks. Clinical studies show that most people experience the full benefits of Rhodiola in 30 to 40 days. If you don't notice a change within 40 days, Rhodiola might not be effective for you. Many report that Rhodiola provides a profound anti-anxiety effect. Depression lifts and overall quality of life improves. Rhodiola should give you an energy lift. It could improve your mood, focus, level of concentration, and your alertness. Rhodiola has a reputation in the nootropics community for its energizing and anti-fatigue qualities. One double-blind, placebo-controlled trial was carried out with 161 cadets aged from 19 to 21 years. The intent was to measure the effects of a single dose of rhodiola extract on capacity for mental work and against background of fatigue and stress. An additional objective was to try 2 different doses of the extract, the other dose being 50% higher. So the cadets were given either 2 or 3 capsules of rhodiola extract. The study showed a pronounced anti-fatigue effect in the cadets, with no significant differences between the 2 dosage groups, but there was a possible trend in favor of the lower dose in the cognitive tests. The aim of the study was to investigate the effects of repeated low-dose treatment of rhodiola extract on mental performance with fatigued physicians. The researchers recruited a group of 56 healthy young physicians working night duty at the Armenian State Medical University. The test involved overall level of mental fatigue, associative thinking, short-term memory, calculations, ability of concentration, and speed of audio-visual perception. Tests were done before and after night duty during 3 periods of 2 weeks each. The young doctors received Rhodiola rosea extract tablets or placebo for the first 2 weeks, followed by a 2-week washout period, and finishing with another 2 weeks of Rhodiola rosea extract tablets or placebo. The research team found a statistically significant improvement in cognitive tests during the first 2 weeks. No side effects were reported, and the young doctors had a reduction in general fatigue under the stressful conditions. One study published in Phytomedicine was run as a proof of concept trial to evaluate the efficacy of using Rhodiola rosea when compared to the antidepressant sertraline for major depressive disorder. Sertraline, or Zoloft, is a pharmaceutical SSRI used to treat depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, and it comes with a host of side effects, including fatigue, diarrhea, anorexia, convulsions, confusion, decreased libido, and ejaculation failure. This trial recruited 57 people diagnosed with depression. They were given standardized Rhodiola rosea extract, sertraline, or placebo for 12 weeks. 3 different depression scoring tests were used during the trial. The researchers concluded that Rhodiola rosea produced less antidepressant effect than sertraline, but it also resulted in significantly fewer adverse events and was better tolerated. The research team concluded that even though Rhodiola offered slightly less antidepressant benefits, it possessed a more favorable risk-to-benefit ratio for those with mild to moderate depression. Recommended dose of Rhodiola rosea is 150 to 200 milligrams per day. Look for an extract that's standardized to contain rosavins and salidrosides in a ratio of 3 to 1. This mimics the ratio of these compounds that naturally occurs in the Rhodiola rosea root. No additional benefits seem to come from taking more than 1,000 milligrams per day. Rhodiola rosea is a natural adaptogen, and it's been used successfully for thousands of years. It is considered non-toxic and safe, and very few side effects have been reported. Considerably higher than recommended doses could result in dry mouth, nausea, an upset stomach, headache, insomnia, and weight loss. Since Rhodiola rosea acts as a monoamine oxidase inhibitor, you should not use it if you're taking MAOI medication. MAOIs are a type of antidepressant drugs used to treat bipolar disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. MAOI medicines influence serotonin levels in the brain, so taking MAOIs in combination with Rhodiola rosea has the potential to cause serotonin syndrome. Rhodiola is especially helpful for those who are suffering from anxiety and stress. Studies show that it helps to stop and reverse the devastating effects of stress in your brain and your body. This nootropic also helps to repair the damage to neurons that's caused by chronic stress. Rhodiola is a powerful adaptogen, which means that it helps to increase the effects of certain hormones when the activity is low, and it will block excess stimulation when activity is too high. Rhodiola as an adaptogen helps to balance norepinephrine in the body caused by chronic stress. It also boosts serotonin and the feel-good opioid chemical beta endorphins. Using rhodiola can help to eliminate brain fog, increase concentration during brutal periods like exams or business presentations, boost energy by increasing the ATP synthesis in your mitochondria, and protecting your brain cells from free radical damage. Rhodiola helps to alleviate mental and physical fatigue, improves stress response, and provides better quality of sleep. It can even help out your sex life. Rhodiola is especially helpful for those suffering from anxiety and panic disorder. Studies have shown the calming effect of this herb was equal to some popular antidepressants and anti-anxiety drugs without the side effects. You can safely take up to 600 milligrams of Rhodiola rosea extract daily if needed. Most get the benefits they need from only taking 150 to 200 milligrams, half the dose in the morning and the other half in the early afternoon.